Hello, I'm David Hart, Executive Vice President at the Florida Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to another edition of the Florida Chamber's Bottom Line. Our special guest today is President Randy Avent, the President of Florida Polytech University. Welcome to the show. We're happy to have you with us, President.
Great, it's great to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
What message are you bringing to legislators this week?
Well, we have a lot of legislators that really don't know a lot about the university since it's so new, and I'm just reminding them, like with any startup, the university is going through a startup phase, which is a fairly chaotic phase. But we're in year 6 now, and we've built an extraordinary student body. We built a strong faculty body, staff body, and a really great curriculum. And things are beginning to level out, and we're beginning to meet the mission that we were created to meet. I also reminded them that the goal of the university was about 235,000 high school graduates that took the SAT here in Florida. If you look at the percentage of students that are looking just at engineering schools, which is what we're after because we're a 100% STEM university. If you look at the SAT scores over 1,300, those are the students that we're after. And if you're an engineer with SAT over 1,300, 2/3 of those students are looking to go out of state. And as a small university with a high-touch model, those are the students that we're after to try to keep here in the state. We recently had an economic impact study done that I'm also sharing with them that shows that our annual average impact to the economy is $289 million. And I think that's very important because that was the mission of the university, was to grow that high-skill, high-tech, high-wage economic development front. And that's what we're really working on, and we're beginning to see the payoff for that now.
That is fantastic. President Avent, as you know, as being a member of the Florida Chamber, our foundation recently released the Florida 2030 Blueprint, and there were 39 strategies and goals of where we needed to take Florida next. 2 really important ones had directly to do with workforce. One was that 80% of Florida's workforce has essential employability skills, and another one was that 60% of Floridians between the ages of 25 and 64 have a high-value post-secondary certificate degree or training experience. How is Polytech contributing to that?
Well, reports like the 2030 report, we're very familiar with it, are extremely important to the university because the programs that we're putting in place at the university are addressing those targeted industries that everyone's looking at growing here in Florida. We have a very unique curriculum. There's a lot of focus, of course, on workforce, which in the technology curriculum ends up being a focus on technology, less on theory and on fundamentals. And what we know is that, for instance, Michael Dell predicted that 85% of the jobs that will exist in 2030 don't exist today. So when you teach students about technology and only technology, you're going to have to reteach them down the road. So we have a curriculum that focuses really on theory and fundamentals, but provides project-based learning for the students to learn that technology. Because the theory and the fundamentals makes them lifetime employable, because theory and fundamentals don't change, technology does. And so we produce students that have good theory, good fundamentals, so they're lifetime employable as technology changes, but they're also ready for the workforce as soon as they get out because they have a lot of project skills. And it's beginning to pay off. Our self-reported data shows that about 85% of our students are getting jobs with average starting salaries well over $50,000. And we're doing that almost with no debt, no student debt. Only about 11% of our students are graduating with debt, and the average debt's $7,000. So we're producing students that are getting great jobs and almost no debt. And actually, when you look at the economic impact of the university on the state, that $289 million, most of that actually comes from the student graduates. So for instance, the average salary across the state is about $46,000, but students that are in our fields are getting about $82,000. So they're making about $40,000 more a year over their career, and that's what's contributing to that economic development. The other interesting statistic there is that across the state university system, the return for students' investment in education is about $4 for every dollar they spend. But at our university, that's $13 return for every dollar that's spent on education.
Excellent. In the short time we have left, I want to pivot and ask you about what we see as a very exciting opportunity for Florida, which is Autonomous Florida. We've launched the Autonomous Florida initiative here. Florida Polytech is a partner in that. You also are home to the Advanced Mobility Institute there on your campus. What do you see as the opportunity there, and what is your school engaged in?
Well, as you know, autonomous vehicles is going to be a very disruptive industry, and many predict that to be an $87 billion industry. And Florida has, through a number of initiatives with the governor, really has rolled out the red carpet instead of the red tape. And I think that's wonderful, and we can really build a great economy based on that. The Achilles heel in all of this, though, is proving that they're safe. And so Florida Turnpike made a very strategic decision to invest in an advanced state-of-the-art testing center for that. And we've teamed with the Florida Turnpike to go off and really develop the theory and science behind how you test those. And so that's really the focus of the Advanced Mobility Institute. And we're up to speed. We got about 8 faculty working on that now, which I believe is actually the largest research institute around AV in the country at the moment. And it's beginning to pay off. We just got a large NSF grant for advanced research instrumentation, which are really difficult to get. And we're on the cusp of getting another grant that we expect to announce soon.
President Avent, these are truly exciting times. Thank you for all you and your colleagues at Florida Poly do to shape Florida's next workforce. And to our members, thank you for joining us on another edition of the Florida Chamber's Bottom Line.